What's up, guys? It's Jim with AwakenedTCG, bringing you guys our weekly locals video. And this week we have Purple and Blue Kaido. An actually awesome deck that got a huge boost in power ever since it got the new one-drop Who's Who searcher that can finally search Onigashima so we can consistently get it when we need it early in the game. So, just to go over this deck a bit, I don't think it's the best, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Even though Zoro and Law, which are not amazing matchups for this deck, are now kind of not as relevant as they are, I don't think this deck has a great spot in the meta. I did it first until I played the Katakuri matchup about a dozen times and realized this deck cannot beat yellow. 4 life is really, really rough. That matchup is so unwinnable, it hurts. So, unfortunately, the most played deck in the format, basically 90-10s this deck. So, if you're looking for a great deck to play and win regionals with, this is not the deck. But if you're looking for a fun locals deck that can pull out a lot of wins randomly, this is the one for you. Also, by the way, guys, this is going to be a lot less detailed video than my usual ones, just because I actually have to leave for Pasadena in about an hour, and I need to record this video and edit it and get it out, thumbnail and all, in the next hour. So we're going to make this quick. Let's get into the deck list. Alright, first up, the reason to play this deck. We've got 4 of Onigashima. Onigashima Island, as I'm sure you know by now, was great in Purple Kaido and OP01, has not really seen play since, and this deck now brings it back to life, making it searchable off of this card right here. Who's Who. We have 4 of Who's Who. Obviously, we run a ton of Animal Kingdom Pirates, including this one, which is also makes this card amazing. This card makes the deck consistent, and it makes it able to get its main engine, which is the Onigashima Island, which you 100% need in a lot of matchups. It is what makes this deck actually really scary. In a lot of scenarios, you'll be able to get the turned on very fast. Now let's go over the rest of the Animal Kingdom Pirates package that we are running to search off Who's Who. First, we're going to have 3 of the Blocker Black Maria, just a cheap blocker that is searchable, very important. If you need a blocker in the late game to survive the next turn, Who's Who can find this for you. Get a very cheap blocker and allow you to live that next turn. Next up here, we've got Queen. Queen is possibly the best purple card in the entire game. I'm sure everybody knows that by now. Also, searchable off Who's Who. An absolute staple in this deck and every other purple deck to come. Next up, we've got King, our 6-drop King. A very, very good card. If you get Onigashima on 3, you'll be on 6. And if they played a 4-drop on their curve, this guy can take it out right away, or any pesky 4-drops that there are. Next up, we've got 2 7-drop King. Love this card. Not as much anymore, just because Zoro and Law are not as prevalent. But still a great card that can clear a board that has a lot of low bodies or a couple of good blockers. Definitely a great card in this deck, and synergizes very well with your leader. Next up, we've got 2K Sasaki purple and the 2K Sasaki from blue. Both of these searchable off Who's Who as well, searchable 2Ks, and both having effects that can be used in this deck, like actually used. Like this guy, if you have a very bricked hand, you can just play him and unbreak your hand instantly, basically a 3rd mulligan. And then this guy obviously can ramp you early if you don't end up seeing your Onigashima Island. I don't think I usually end up playing it though. Next up, let's get to our searchable big bodies. First up, we've got the best big body in the deck, 9-drop Kaido. Fantastic card that synergizes amazing with the leader. As if you're on 10 Dawn, you can actually attach one to the leader. Play this guy. Your leader is going to ramp you 1, and then Onigashima is going to ramp you another 1, and you'll be able to go Dawn -5 with this, and still on the next turn be able to be at 9 again and play another one if you really wanted to. So fantastic card that is definitely going to win you a ton of games, removing blockers and having rush. Next up, we've got 2 of each of the 10-drop Kaidos. The blue and the old board wipe purple 10-drop. So both of these have their place. This one's really good if you ramp to 10 really quick. You can basically just get rid of whatever they have on board, not go down minus, and put a 12k on board. It's very strong in certain scenarios. Other scenarios, it's very bricky, but there are ways to get rid of it with Queen and some other cards that we run. As for the board wipe, against decks like Green Purple Doflamingo, you kind of just need to see this card. They're going to go crazy with Luffy and Brooks and the whole yards there. So this one is just going to remove that, or any Law or Zoro deck that gets too big of a board. It's kind of just an emergency button. Just reset the board state. It does put you back in Dawn, but if you have Onigashima Island, it's not too bad. Next up here, let's just get into our non-searchable cards. We have 3 Uta. Just a great blocker that if they can't remove, it's going to block 2 cards in one in a lot of scenarios. I think people know how good Uta is by now. It's been getting a lot of play in the new Doflamingo deck. And our last 2K, we have 4 Kayas. Kaya is just amazing in this deck. You're bricked. For 1, you unbrick yourself. And it's also a 2K. Fantastic card that I think is 100% necessary in this deck. Next up, we've got 3 Robin. Sorry, let me let you guys see that a little better. 5-drop Robin is fantastic when you can get it on curve. I don't think this is as great as a card late game, but it does have a trigger in the late game, which is really good in a lot of scenarios, giving you an extra body. If you can go first, get Onigashima on your 3, and then on your 6 Dawn, possibly attach one to leader. Not that you need to, but if you play Robin on your 6 Dawn, you'll go to 7. This will get you to 8, and you are immediately on 10 Dawn when you should have been on 7. So you can get the 10 Dawn insanely fast with this deck. And next up, we'll just go over our events that are going to round out this deck. We've got Gum Gum Jet Gatling. Fantastic card. It's going to be able to get rid of any bricks in your hand. As you can see, this deck has a lot of bricks. So including extra Onigashima Islands. This card is just a fantastic card that can turn your bricks into counter, not even to mention the trigger effect is going to give you an active Dawn, which obviously this deck would love to get. And last but not least, we have Blast Breath, searchable off Who's Who, plus 4k for 1. It's basically, what is the card? It's banned. Radical Beam, sorry about that. It's basically Radical Beam. Obviously, it's a Dawn -1, but if you were at 10 Dawn or 9 Dawn, you really don't care. But anyways, guys, that is a deck list, and let's get into the gameplay. Alright, guys, get into the first game here. By the way, unfortunately, I am only going to be covering one of my matches this week. I did not do that well, but out of my 3 matches, this was my best one. I ended up going 1 and 2, which is not great, and I usually don't end up going 1 and 2, but unfortunately, that is just the hand we got dealt this week. We went against Sakata Curry, which is a match you are not going to see. That matchup is basically just game over from the start. He got second, and the rest is history. And my other match was a match against Kid in my last match. It was a fun game, but unfortunately, we're not going to be covering it today. So we're going to be going second on Kaido, and we're going to be playing a blocker, Black Maria, on 2. And he's going to attach 3 to his leader, going 8, telling me he does not have any low-cost characters to play here. Now back on me on 4. We're going to attach 1 to leader, go 6. And just going to play that Onigashima as early as we can, ramping up to 5 Dawn. Now, passing to him on 5 Dawn. He's going to attach 2 and go 7. We'll just block that before it can get sugared or Uta'd, right? Anything like that. So now passing back to us. We're going to be on 7 Dawn here. I want to say, yes, we were on 7 Dawn. I'm going to play the Robin out here. I didn't need to do it as we already had Onigashima going to 8, but we're just going to attach 2 to leader and go 7 at lead. He'll have to give us an event here or 2 cards out of hand. He's actually going to take that. By the way, I don't think I mentioned it, but that first life he took, he did get a trigger from Thunder Bagua and ramped 1 Dawn right away, putting him on curve, which is unfortunate. He's going to go 7 with Uta. We're going to take that. He'll play a Buena Festa for 1 and a search with it as well. Just seeing how much Dawn I'm at. He's going to put 1 on leader and go 6. We'll give him an easy 2K. And for his remaining 4, he's going to play a Brook into a 3-drop Baccarat. I think that's her name. Now on 10, we're going to attach 1 to leader, telling him I am not playing a 10-drop this turn. Now swinging 5 at the Uta. Trying to clear board as best as we can. He's going to think about it for a sec and give us a 2K. We're going to go ahead and spend 7 for King, KOing his 3-drop and his 1-drop, and ramping a Dawn, getting 3 extra. We're just going to attach that all to Kaido and go 9 at Uta. He will give us that. Now passing back to him. Now on 10 Dawn, if he has the 10 cost Dofi, now is probably the time to drop it. Going 5-5, I think we all know where this is going. There is the 10 cost, and he's going to go ahead and pass back to us. Now, not a lot of great plays, I don't think. We're going to think about swinging here. Just going to take that back. Obviously, if this is a regional, he's probably going to shark me there, but this is not a regional, thankfully. Just a locals match. We're going to go ahead and put 2 on King and go 9 into Brook. He's going to just go ahead and give us that, which is completely fine. And we will drop Queen for 5. Getting 2 and trashing another 6-drop King, which just isn't going to do a lot for us in this situation. And we'll pass to him with 3 Dawn active. Probably should have attached those. It is completely fine. Didn't make a difference as I didn't really have any plays to use them for. Now on him, thinking about what to do here, he's just going to go 10 at leader, which is kind of rough. I'm getting down real low here, and I'm going to need some blockers to just not be able to lose to an attach all Dawn and swing. He's going to go ahead and do Queen and trash a Nami. He'll go 5K at lead, and I'll just block for 6 with Queen. Real easy. He's actually going to take the 10 cost back with his Law, showing he does not have a lot of cards to play in hand. I think he has a ton of events, so he would rather just replay that 10 drop and rest my board again, which honestly is an interesting play, but not a bad one. We're going to play Who's Who and grab a 10-drop blue Kaido. Can't play it this turn, but it could be solid next turn. We were definitely looking for the board wipe 10-drop there, as we know if he ends up playing the 10-drop next turn, we're in a pretty good spot if we could just play that and remove both our boards. But now thinking what to do here, we're going to go ahead and attach 1 to Robin, go 6 at leader, making him not be able to have a free block. Looks like he got a trigger thinking about if he wants to use it or not, but he's going to go ahead and decide not to use it there. Now, with our 8 remaining Dawn, we'll go 1 to Kaido and swing another 6. He'll give us a 2. We'll go another 6 with Queen, knowing that there was kind of no reason to leave this blocker up, as we know a 10 drop's coming down next turn. So putting a blocker up would not do us much, as he'd probably just end up resting it after we blocked with it. So we're going to go 8, and he's actually going to take that going down to 0. Now paying 6 for an Uta and another 2-drop Black Maria. Really blocking up here, so if he cannot get rid of my board for these next couple of turns, he's probably going to end up losing. But he's just going to snap 10 drop, do my King, Queen, and leader, which is really rough, and just not swing with anything because he does not want my Uta to rest one of his blockers. Completely fine now. We only have really 1 swing with Robin, which is completely fine. And I think we actually just drew into board wipe 10 drop here. Sorry, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, no, we did not. Okay. Think about what to do here. Didn't really have many plays in hand from what I could tell. Yeah, just a couple of 2Ks. I had a ton of 2Ks in hand this game. Not a lot of cards to actually play out, but we're going to trash the Queen that cannot move and send his Queen back to hand. Looking back now, I probably should have sent the Law back, as that Queen didn't end up getting him a draw. That kind of mattered in the end. But he's going to go ahead and go 6 at lead. We'll give him a 2K. He's going to go another 5 at lead, giving him another 2K, and he'll go 10. We'll just give him our 2-drop blocker. He's going to play that Queen that I sent back. Looking back now, yeah, definitely should have done that Law, as even if he plays a Law and gets out a board, we're probably just clearing it. Obviously, we didn't know. You'll see what happens next turn, but knowing what did happen, I definitely should have sent back Law. Got to leave up a ton of Dawn. Looking back now, I definitely should have known he had like an all-event hand here. Yeah, we did draw into the board wipe 10 drop. We're going to swing 5 with Uta. Should definitely signal to him that something suspect is definitely coming. Or that I'm at least trying to go for game. As he knows, if I have a 9 drop here, I can remove that queen and just swing heavy. Which I don't know if he can counter out of. Going 5-5-5 here. It was easy until now, because he knows if he blocks with this queen, I can just attach all to Kaido and go 22k, which he definitely can't beat. So he's definitely thinking about this one for sure, and he's going to actually do Spiderweb and restand his Law. Now doing 12k, he'll block with the Law, and we'll do another 7k. He'll go ahead and give us the queen, actually. Probably reading that we are going to end up playing that 10 drop. And there's a 10 drop, clearing both our boards. Putting 5 Dom back and resting Onigashima. If he does not have a blocker here, in my head, this is probably game. He's going to play Nami and then Buena Festa. Searching 2 cards. He's going to think about this one for a while. And he is going to end up grabbing a 3-drop Baccarat that he has in his hand there. So I don't know if he grabbed it yet. I just know he thought for a while here. There it is. He grabs the 3 cost. Probably just looking for counter because he knows I'm just going to go 22k at his life. And he's actually just going to swing 5. We'll give him another 2k out of the 15 we had in hand this game. And back on us, we'll just go 5 lead. I'm trying to make him give us a insufficient counter, but he's going to give us that 1k. And we'll put the rest on to Kaido, swinging 19k. Let's see if he can beat it. Up to 9. Another Punk Gibson up to 13. And then that brings him up to 19 plus 1 with Usopp. He's up to 20. And that is our game. Definitely a very interesting game. I think this matchup could go either way. He obviously didn't have an amazing start. But that 10 drop that I did kind of runs this matchup. Even if he did have the 7 drop Luffy's, obviously, I would have just cleared the board. It might have even been better in our scenario. But after that, yeah, this game is just over. He's going to play 10 drop. And we are completely cooked after that. So anyways, guys, that is going to be the game. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really apologize that we couldn't get out more games today. But as I said, I do have to leave now in the next 30 minutes. So I'm going to edit this video real quick. And I'm going to get this video out to you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. And we are going to Pasadena this weekend. So this will be going up this Saturday. If you are in Pasadena, feel free to say hi. We will be there, and we would love to see you guys. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. You guys have a great day, and peace.